the moment Biya is no more, any new leader who takes over from him in that country would want at all costs, not to continue with this war. He would want to negotiate, of course, not negotiate a free and independent Ambazonia, no. He would want to negotiate their kind of federation, living together, they call it, ladies and gentlemen, with us. So, let me say this. Listen to me. Should they give us federation? Or we should go there, negotiate for federation, so that if they give us federation, if they agree for federation, we can then take it, and then in another 5 years, we'll build up our army and cut off from them. I think if they agree on federation, we should take it, and then with time, we'll cut off. And so that is it. That's what is happening in La République du Cameroon. They are tapping Monsieur Ngo to become vice president of that country. Again, let your eyes be open out there. Let your eyes be open out there. What they are planning, we will very soon discover it. This is why it is important for us to discuss any change, any political change taking place in La République du Cameroon. If Ngo comes in, becomes the next president of La République du Cameroon, he would want to sit down. They call him a hardliner, as I learned, but listen, no leader who takes over in La République du Cameroon would want to ignore, would want to continue with this war, which is why it is dangerous. Which is why, let me put it this way, we have to put our house in order. We have to put our house in order. And when I talk about our house, I am referring to the leadership of Ambazonia, the different stakeholders in Ambazonia as a whole. Because if Mr. Biya is gone and they bring in somebody else, ladies and gentlemen, that person would want to sit down and negotiate, and we must negotiate with one voice, nothing else. Whoever takes over in La République du Cameroon would want to sit down and negotiate with Ambazonians, which is why Ambazonians must show themselves to be ready. Let's forget about the cacophony out there they call infighting. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, there may be infighting, but listen, the road or the route remains the same, the destination remains the same. I am looking forward to these days, talking to all the leaders, all the major leaders, stakeholders in this struggle, because it is critical. It is critical that we come together and think about what happens when Yaoundé is leaderless or going through a transition. Ladies and gentlemen, as Yaoundé begin to think of these transitions, ladies and gentlemen, as Yaoundé begin to think and plan for these transitions, we in Ambazonia must begin to plan too. We must not miss an opportunity. Now, is it really important to us? Somebody will say no. I will not say no, ladies and gentlemen, because whatever happens in La République du Cameroon at this moment affects our struggle. So do not say, oh, it doesn't really matter, ignore it, it concerns them, doesn't concern us. No, we cannot say so. We cannot say so. Whatever happens in that country now, ladies and gentlemen, affects the course, the direction of our struggle. I have always known, this is the way I look at it, I have always known, ladies and gentlemen, that the moment Mr. Biya is gone, the moment Biya is no more, I want to state it very, very clear that this interim government remains very, very, very open to negotiations. Right now we are at war. We are very much aware that every war ends on a negotiation table. And so we have heard of stories, narrations that the interim government is not ready to negotiate with anybody. That is absolutely false. That is absolutely not true. This interim government remains open to meaningful negotiations that will find a solution to this crisis. And so we want to encourage every one of us. We want to encourage every one of us to encourage dialogue. Mr. Bier has so far refused to call one. But we want those who are trying to mediate to know we are open to dialogue. In fact, the interim government has set up a committee called ACON. The reason why we set up that committee, which is a work in progress, headed by Professor Carson Anyangwe, the reason we set up that committee or commission is to come out with views, a statement that best represents every Ambazonian in the event of any negotiations coming up. So listen, we are prepared to sit down on the table. Unfortunately, it's a war we never prepared for. We never expected it. Our boys for the past 1 year have been fighting this war with den guns. We also want you to know that while we fight, we look forward to sitting on the table with you to negotiate. That is the only moment we look forward to sitting down, we look forward to laying down our arms.